Aussie Bonsai bloke here, how you going? Today we're just going to be doing a bit of an update on this one that I made. Tried to make the coarse bark with a bit of sandpapered the bark to try and turn it from smooth bark to rough bark. So just a bit of an update on how that one went. Also just a quick look around and just to explain where I've been. Basically, I've been busy doing the carport, like rock painting, and apart from that, we've had 3 or 4 big heat waves where it's been up to 48 degrees Celsius, and the plants haven't done so well, and it's just been too hot to work on them, and they're already under enough stress from the heat, so I haven't been working on them. But we've got into some cooler weather now. Still got 40 something degrees next week, but in general seems to be a little bit cooler, so I'm going to start working on a few again, do some updates on a few. I'll give you a quick look around, see how things are going, show you the lawn, my new old mower, 50-year-old mower. We'll give this one a bit of a trim and show you that one. So I think first we'll maybe show you around the bonsais, then we'll work on the tree, and then we'll head out and show you the lawn, see how the lawn's going with me new old 50-year-old mower. And also another thing I'd like to say is I've got onto these ton draft. I'll just give you a close up of that. You can get a 30 pack of cans. They're only 330ml, but that's the same as the bottles anyway. You can get a pack of cans, 30 cans for 33 bucks. That's a bargain. Then you can get more in the guts. Bloody beauty. Okay, just a bit of a look outside here at all the mess. A lot of weeds. Gonna have to get the Roundup out here and spray all the weeds. And for all you Roundup haters out there, I'm sorry, but I still find it to be a useful product and I still use it. So, if you don't like it, that's fine, but I still use it and I don't mind it. Works good. Gets rid of the weeds. And you can see a lot of the weeds. And you can also see where I put these trees in, which hopefully one day will grow up for a bit of shade. I've got some nice new growth on them now. That's the avocado. Flame tree over here. You can see that's looking healthy, going alright. We'll put some sort of a prunus in there. I only just planted that one, so that one's still in a bit of shock. And just, some more flame trees and stuff. Avocado back here and a mango. Anyway, so just a couple of trees I'll show you. That one there I worked on last, I think. Or did I not? No, I think I did that one without doing a video. Naughty Sam. Worked on that, no video. Mulberry tree sad, didn't get any fruit. Got too hot. Looks like there's one fruit left in the back over here. Still hanging on. Let's eat that one. Okay. Oh man, that's sour. That's not good at all. Have to wash that down with a beer. Okay. Not good. So anyway, that burnt. The boxthorn's doing well at the back. Loves it. Coral bark maple's actually doing really well. I should do a video on that one soon, give it a bit of a trim. Try and get another bit of growth. The bottle brush that completely almost died. It's got some really good new growth and that survived the heat fine with all the new growth. So that's doing alright. Another one that I'm really happy with is the wisteria. Have a look at the growth on that thing. You might remember back to this old trunk. Pretty cool old trunk. And the growth on that's amazing. So I'm going to do a video on that one maybe next. Otherwise I've got a bit of burning on this apple. I think it's a bit of a mixture. It's getting a little bit waterlogged because it was getting too hot on the hot days, so I put it in a tray of water. So it's a mixture of waterlogged and then the hot days. But anyway, it's got some apples on it as well. Good size apples. Looks like a, I don't know, a red delicious or a pink lady or something, I'm not sure. Good crop of apples. Here's a burnt one that's coming back, completely burnt, there was no leaf at all. It's coming back. Put that one in its own tray of water. Hawthorn here struggling away, a lot of burnt leaves as you can see. What else? Oh, how's this for a development? That night dig that I did on this, worked out it was a wattle. That stealthy night mission, digging it in the dark. Told everyone it was toast. I thought it was toast. It is toast at the top. And most of that's going to be gone, I guess, unless it shoots out. But have a look at this down the bottom. It's actually starting to shoot out the base. That's probably, I don't know, you'd have to look back at the video, but I'm going to guess at least 6, maybe 8 months ago I dug that. And it's finally starting to go. That's pretty cool. So happy with that one. Bit of a success story out of all the drama. Devil's Plum. Got to give that one another trim. You can see all the long growth. That one's been okay because it gets a bit of afternoon shade from the shed. Pomegranate's in good flower. I've got to trim that one back. But you can see the nice beautiful flowers on it. It's a pomegranate. I won't bore you with too much, but Chinese elm here struggling away. It's alive, it's got some new shoots, but I don't know, had a lot of yellow on and burning. But yeah, it's going alright. The red pine's really loving it. That's really healthy. That's doing alright. I'll just do a quick tour. Hello, Seti. Leo. Here's Leo, he's still going good. Hey buddy, how you going? Hey, how's it going, boy? What's going on? Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Nah, better not stir him too much. He'll knock all my plants over, won't you, boy? Hey, won't you? I see you, boy. Come here. Hey?
Dad, where's Mum's old phone?
He's a good boy. Not sure, inside on charge. I think. Near where I sit, I reckon. Near my couch. I reckon it is, near my couch.
No.
Yeah, on charge. Pretty sure. Don't know, have another look around, bud. Well, just have another look, let me know if you can't find it, okay?
You had it last. You have to find it.
So this thing here, this is well, I call it the blue atlas cedar. A lot of people disagree with that, but that's what I'm calling it because that's what Tag said. But anyway, that's doing alright now. It actually didn't like the heat for the first bit, and it's adapted to it, and it's got a lot of good growth on it now, so pretty happy with how that one's going. Olives are all doing fine, they're all happy, all new growth. The swamp cypress, not so much. It's been in water, but it just does not like the heat on it. Olive. Ash tree's not doing so well. Doesn't like it. I don't really care. I'm not overly fussed about them, although that is my first ever bonsai, so I should care, but it's pretty dry and crispy again. It just dries out in this pot so much. I need so much water. It It is moist under there, like you can, there's moisture there. It just can't get enough into the roots to feed the top. Okay, Chinese elm, struggling. That's one of the ones, when I build I'm going to build a small sort of shelter here, just a little one with a little bit of shade cloth for one, probably a double bench, and I'll put all the really sensitive trees there. So they'll be under the shade cloth until these other trees grow. And I'll just have one section there for the really sensitive ones. And the ones that have done alright, I'll just leave them out here. Like this Turkish oak's fine. You can see the new growth on it. The quince I've got in some water because that was burning back. And believe it or not, even this Melaleuca didn't like the really dry, hot day, 48-degree day. It's got all new green tips on now, you can see. So we had a good 3 weeks, 4 weeks in a row where it was over 40 pretty much, with a couple of days grace in each week. Then the other 4 or 5 days, really bad. But anyway, things are going okay again now. It's got me enthused to go again because things are looking healthier and happier. This thing's flowering, bottle brush. So that's happy. Pretty happy with that one. This is a Kunzia. It's growing pretty quick. I got that as a seedling. Put it in that pot. So that Kunzia is going good. Chinese elm's going okay over there in the big pot, and that's in the big tub. Another thing I'm really happy with is the eucalypt. You can look at all the nice new growth on this eucalypt. This is a red gum, and it's actually, now that I'm getting more and more branching on this thing, it's actually getting smaller and smaller leaves all the time. These leaves used to be 3 times longer than that, so they actually do reduce after a few years of being bonsaied. I reckon it's been bonsaied for about 6 years, and they are reducing and it's starting to look better and better. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool eucalypt. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Do some weeding, roundupping, do some trimming around the place on the ones that need it. Obviously this big one here, this big olive, needs a trim. You can see all the shoots up in the air there. Nothing seems to affect them. Okay, junipers nearly need a trim. Show you the other juniper. Okay, so it's looking pretty cool, nice and full. Actually, they look nearly their best like that, but you do got to get in there and cut them back again every now and then. So that juniper's looking good. I'll do a trim on that one soon, do a video on that. Pretty cool tree. Not my favourite tree, but a lot of people really enjoy the juniper nana. The forest is going okay. There's been some yellow onto the main tree, but at the same time it's putting out new shoots, so I think it's just putting out a new flush and getting rid of the old stuff. So I think that's okay. It's not as dark as the other trees either. The whole tree itself is a lot more yellow, which doesn't make sense because it's in the same soil. And I left more roots on this big one than any of the little ones. But I've got to get in there and trim that back too. I think there might even be a bit of wire in there. I'll just give you a quick look over here too. The olive over here that I did the carving on. It's looking really good, still really healthy. You can see all the old carving. I've got to get in there and take the wire off of that before it bites in too much. And there's also a pomegranate over here, which I've got wire under there, believe it or not, and it's starting to dig in bad, so I've got to get into that one. That one's looking pretty good. Peach tree, I've trimmed back 2 or 3 times. Needs another trim, peach tree. Another olive in the middle of there, believe it or not. Needs a lot of work, and that's got wire on, and a lot of cutting in with wire on that one. And this one here, the pepper tree, is going really good. Remember, it went yellow and dropped all its leaves after the repot. Well, now it's looking really healthy. It's going really good. So the old pepper tree is going good. Anyway, so that's about it. Let's get back in the shed. And then at the end of the video, I'll show you my 50-year-old mower mowing the lawn out the front. Cheers. Oh, one more thing. I'm just going to go and show you the paving. Okay, so this is the carport, the rock paving I did. There's the sprinklers, the fire pump, paving around there to the other side of the carport. It's quite a big carport. It ended up probably 100 to 120 square meters of rock paving, and took a fair while, like probably 2 full weeks of flat out work to get that done. There's about 20 to 25 ton of cement and rock, 25 ton maybe. So that's that done. Here's the lawn that I'll mow at the end. You can see it's filling in. A few bare spots around the place still, but also a lot of areas that are, you know, fairly well filled in now. It's starting to look really good. Before, you'd see more dirt than lawn. Now you see more lawn than dirt. Cats come up to say hello. Hey buddy. Hello. Right, cool. Back to the shed. So anyway, let's get on to this one. So as you can see, the sandpaper has not affected the top at all. There's been no dieback. In fact, this is probably the strongest growth it's almost ever had, to be honest. It must love the heat. And it's getting really small leaves now. I never remembered this thing to have such small leaves, but they're actually really small. So that's pretty cool. So I'm just going to get back in here and trim it all back. Just back to that sort of silhouette that it's already got. If I remember how to trim, it's been that long since I've worked on a tree. Basically, I've just watered all the trees and kept them alive. Some of them have been on pretty much a slow decline to death through the heat, but hopefully they'll come back when the weather gets a bit cooler. Some of them are starting to come back now already, but it's cooled off a little bit. And others, well, they've had a fair old shock, so I'll show you out there. Although, hang on, I'm just trying to think where I am on this video. I think I did show you out there. So you've seen them out there. Sam, you idiot. So you've seen them. And you've seen what they look like. You've seen all my weeds and the lack of maintenance I've been doing. But it's time to get back on top, give them a bit of a trim. One thing I have done is some of the overgrown ones, I did get in there and trim them back off camera, just quickly, just went over them and gave them all a bit of a haircut. So I have done that. Otherwise, yeah, basically I've just had a bit of a break. Lost a bit of interest in the bonsai just because they were all looking sick and getting too hot. And I couldn't work on them, so I sort of just shut the door on them for a while, so to speak, and just watched them all deteriorate in the heat waves. One week was over 40 all week, with temperatures up to 48. Another day of 45, all in 1 week. This is Celsius. So I don't know what that is, 115 to 120 Fahrenheit, not sure. But bloody hot anyway, and they're in full direct sun. One day, the trees out there, probably showed you the trees. But the trees out there will start creating a bit of shade, hopefully in a year or two. They might only have to go through one more really hot, you know, sort of heat. And then they'll be alright. And I might just put up just one little baby shelter just for the really sensitive trees that really don't like it and keep really struggling, like the mulberry and the hawthorns. So I may just put them under cover this next year. but everything else will just have to suffer until the trees that I plant out there, the avocados and the flame trees, until they grow up and create some shade, the others will have to suffer. And as those other trees do create a bit of shade, I'll slowly move the benches around just so that they get in the shade earlier in the afternoon rather than late afternoon. And hopefully from midday on I can have them in the shade of the other trees, the bigger trees. See how we go. But eventually they'll be fine. It's just a matter of getting that initial shade going. And then, you know, in 5 years' time, I'll be thinking back and wondering what the problem was. So it'll be all sorted out and I'll be able to keep them healthy all year round then. One benefit of it being so hot and dry on them is you don't get any disease. No scale, nothing. So as you can see, I've trimmed the top there. Just going to go around and do the rest, so I'll just quickly do that. So yeah, fires. Some people have commented about fires. I might show you a bit of footage of the fires. They were getting pretty close one day. They were coming straight at our house, but luckily we had a wind change with about an hour or two to spare. If the wind change didn't occur when it did, we could have been in serious trouble. Maybe not the house. The house probably would have been fine, but probably the paddock. The paddock with all the bigger trees that I planted for a bit of shelter later on in life, they would have all burnt. And because they're young, they would have all had to be replanted. Obviously when they get older, the natives are fine in a fire, but when they're young, not so much. They'll probably have to all be replanted. So luckily that didn't happen to us. Unfortunately, it did happen for a fair few people. So, you know, heart goes out to those poor buggies that lost their properties, or even some people, even their houses. I know of a couple of people that got their property burnt, but not so much their houses. It's still bad enough, you know. So anyway, we survived. I'll show you a bit of footage. The bomber planes were going over our house at one stage. We're in the flight path to the airport where they were filling up and getting, you know, more water to bomb on the fires. But luckily that wind change didn't actually get that close. I think we had a few, you know, burnt gum leaves falling on our property, but they're already, you know, black and gone out by the time they were falling, so that was okay. But anyway, a bit of a wake up call. Me and the son, we got the fire hose ready, just in case. I'll probably show you a bit of that footage too. Me and the son got the fire hose ready, fueled it up, ready to fight the fire around the house. And luckily we didn't have to in the end, but our neighbours said that they actually got fire retardant dropped on their property from the planes. They started dropping fire retardant on their property. Didn't drop any on ours though, so that's good.
G'day, Aussie Bonsai bloke here. How you going? Well, you can see that fire's on the hill there. The wind is dead in line with where the smoke's coming and it's hitting us. So I hope that fire at Lobethal doesn't get as far as me. I don't think it will, but just in case, I've got the fire hose ready and the fire pump ready to go. It's blotted out the sun. You can see the sun up there. All the smoke's blotted out. It's like an orange sun. It's pretty cool. So that's pretty cool. Getting quite smelly as well. So, you know, thoughts go out to all the people over there losing all their properties. You can see the smoke coming through here, heading back down that way. So anyway, fingers crossed it'll all be good for me, but bad luck for those people. Feel sorry for them. It's not good at all. So I've got the fire pump ready. I'll show you the fire pump, and I've got it all fueled up ready to go just in case. It'll probably protect around these sheds here, won't protect the tank because the tank's got a plastic liner, so that would melt with all this grass around here. But I'm sure it's going to be all good anyway. The wind's dropped off a bit now, so that's good. No worries. Cheers. Had 2 bomber planes go over. Here's another one going through here. Bit of wind out here, but not too bad. Let's hope that's as close as they bloody get, eh? Okay, so I've fueled up my fire pump. I'll turn it on. No, it's okay, Seth. That'll reach from there. Don't worry. Just stay there. Seth's the man in the hose. He'll be fine. Right. Now we make sure the fuel's on. Don't need choke because I just started up before to test it. Leo's coming for a look. Hey, bud. Hello. Alright. Oh, hang on. What do you reckon? Pretty cool. Okay, hold that, bud. Okay, so at least we got that going, so that's good. I think I just seen a bit of lightning out there actually. There goes a bomber plane now, I think. See if I can zoom up on it. No, I think it's too small to see.
So as you can see, it doesn't actually take that long to trim these up. Just keep trimming away. Okay guys, that ton bit is not bad. $1 a can. I'll tell you what else ain't bad. Adrian Eggleton's turntables, spinning tree turntables. Look him up, Facebook, you know, buy some of his turntables, help him out a bit. He's trying to, you know, sell a few, make some money on the side. So, you know, give me a hand out. Cheers. Okay, I'll give you a spin of this tree now that it's trimmed. Now this tree is not a great tree, which is why I did that sandpaper thing on it, just as an experiment, because it's not a very valued tree, but all the same, it's starting to look pretty good, you know. It's not too bad. It's got good coverage now. But anyway, I'll give you a close-up of the bark. Okay, sorry about the shakiness, I'll just bring in. Okay, so what we got here, it's a bit hard with all this light, it doesn't show up properly, but
You can see now we've got all this dark sort of barky stuff here, and even up here out to the tips. That's all where I scratched it. You can see out here, scratched it, sandpapered the whole lot. You can see it's all black with some bark and stuff now, which is pretty cool. You can see that. There's a good shot of it. You can see all that bark. Actually starting to look pretty old and nice now, that bark. I'll give you a shot of what it looked like before, and this is no joke, 6 months. So I reckon we can put this down as a great success, and a technique you can use to get some, you know, reasonable quality bark on your bonsai. And obviously there was no detriment to the foliage, because you have a look how much foliage is up here, all nice and small and compact. And we've been through one of the roughest, hottest summers we've ever had. Well, I think it is on record actually, so it's doing fine. And that was after being sandpapered. So that's the bark how it is now. And I'll show you what it was like before. Here's a tree, exactly the same before, and you can see how smooth and you know, boring that is, and young it looks all along here. And that's exactly what this one here looked like before. So I'll try and get it close. Hopefully you can see the comparison. And that's the difference. And that, you know, created 10, 15 years of, you know, artificial age difference. They're not actually that much difference. It just looks like it because of the treatment with the sandpaper we did. So anyway, if you're not familiar with it, go back, have a look at that video. I suggest you give it a go after looking at that. Looks like a good success. I'll just put you back on the camera stand. So you can see how nice and dense that foliage is getting. It's actually starting to look like a reasonable tree, to be honest. Probably being a bit harsh on it when I called it a average tree I didn't care about, because it's not going too bad. Okay, so anyway, that's it. That's the experiment, and looks like it was a huge success. I recommend trying it here from Aussie Bonsai Bloke. In the meantime, I'll get myself another ton beer and get on it. Anyway, I plan to do more regular videos again now. The weather's sort of moderated a bit, and I've got a lot of trees to work on, a lot of weeding to do, and I'll get back into it. No worries. Cheers from Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Please like, share, subscribe. You know, if you hate it, push the hate button. Otherwise, subscribe, push the like button. No worries. Cheers, and I'll bring the lawn update just after this. No worries. Cheers. Okay, we're about to go mowing with the old Qualcast Super 14 mower, the old Suffolk brand. Got this for a steal, $100. And he said it wasn't going, so I got it cheap. Put some fuel in it, cleaned out the carby, and she started straight up, runs like a pearl. I'll see if I can get it going now actually. I'll pull the... Oh, the fuel's already out, so it's probably flooded, so it probably won't go now. Probably flood sitting there with the fuel out, we'll see. It's got the old flick down thing to turn it off with a spark. Just earths out. I'm not game enough to get me hand on there, so I get my old thong off and give it a whack. I've seen people put their finger on there, but I don't know. It's got whiskers on it, I reckon. So I just get the old thong off, give it a whack,
Cuts it out. Right. So here's the old choke on the old thing. There's a choke, fuel's on. Put some throttle on. You can see the throttle went on there. Choke's on. Let's see what happens. I don't think it'll start first pull because one, it's cold, and two, it might be flooded. Second pull! Okay, so it's got to warm up before it idles, but that was only second pull, and she started straight up. Just give her a bit of choke again. Put some throttle back on. Almost idling, but not quite, but it does once it warms up. Cool, let's get that beauty on the lawn. 50 years old.